Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at this letter from Roy and this information just review it again for a couple minutes before we start talking about it and making decisions. Thank you, I want to thank you, Carrie Ann, for sending all this stuff out early so we could look at it. I guess I didn't even bring my cell phone, so I don't need to worry about shutting it off. Has he completed this?
He's waiting for you guys.
Just waiting for our decision.
He's waiting for, and then he'll complete it. Okay. And he thinks he can do that in the next couple of weeks?
Well, he knows that I am leaving. My last day is on the 1st, so
He can do this within a week.
Okay.
he can do this
Within a couple of days.
within a day.
Okay, okay.
He just needs to know what you guys want to do.
I understand.
That's getting annoying.
Dakota, since this is your first year looking at this, do you understand, did you grasp in this medium here what we're aiming for in terms of the sales value compared to, in terms of the values, assessed values?
Yeah, we talked about it briefly at the last,
Okay.
I mentioned something at the last
Okay,
meeting, yeah.
I just want you to
Yeah,
understand.
no, definitely. If I had any questions, I'd ask.
Okay.
And Dakota did fully complete a course, part of course 101, so he will be able to sign off on the recap and on valuations.
Okay.
He did complete. I think that was what, course, or chapter 4 or something like that. So he had
014, so I did a
Yeah.
couple of them, yeah.
And you do have 2 years to complete the rest.
Yeah. It'll be on the back burner. Sunday was a perfect day to do it when it poured.
The most significant decision we have is on page 2,
I'm just gonna bring that
the
up.
4th, 5th paragraph down, concerning income assessment of commercial and apartment values and how we want to deal with that. I don't imagine per se that Roy has an opinion one way or another.
Well, his opinion is in the thing pretty much to any businesses that were affected by COVID should probably have their value decreased
By 10%.
slightly.
By 10%.
Because they were affected and they had no income for however long because of COVID. So he does think at least for a year to give the businesses that are affected, especially restaurants.
By saying no income, you're really referring to reduced income, aren't you?
Well, a lot of people didn't have any income for quite a few months
That, I
because they were
accept
closed.
that's true, but for the whole year it was reduced.
It was a reduced, yes.
Not too many people went a whole year without income.
Right.
I mean, not too many businesses.
So to follow up on his suggestion, and this is a question for everyone, including Carrie Ann, for the relatively small number of retail and restaurant properties, we could institute an across-the-board 10% reduction with a request for a letter if they believe they're entitled to more.
Well, they would have to file for an abatement
Right.
if they believe that they should get more. So yes, they would have to file an abatement for the month of January, which would be due by the third due date, by the due date of the third actual tax bill, which is about February 1st.
Right. have to send a letter out to them.
We don't have to send a letter out to them,
Well,
they have to file the abatement.
Right. But if we were to be congenial about the whole thing,
They would have
Which
to
we-
file for the abatement.
that's correct. That's the actual law requirement. But I
So,
certainly
other
would
than
propose,
How would they be notified then? If
Well, when they receive their tax bill in January, it will show their new value.
fair
If
enough.
they
If they
feel that
need
they,
more, they're
that
gonna
it's
have
not
to
enough,
submit
then they need to file for the abatement, yes.
which is certainly a proper way of doing it.
I agree.
I would make a motion that we decrease retail and restaurant values by 10%.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
All right, any discussion?
All those in favor?
Let's have discussion.
All right, we're gonna have discussion.
So we're gonna, your motion is that we do this for all commercial property?
Retail and restaurant.
Does this apply for apartments?
Yes.
How
Why
is
would
that
it apply for
How is that
apartments?
retail or restaurant classification?
Okay, let me back that up. Do we want to make a separate motion for apartments, or no? My motion is for retail and restaurants.
Okay.
I agree with retail and restaurants.
I don't know whether we want to include apartments, I'm thinking about it, that's why
Okay.
I'm asking.
All right, that's fine. My motion is for retail and restaurants.
And is this for 1 year?
Yes,
So after 1 year, you're thinking we would put it back up to where it is?
correct.
All right. I think that's a good idea.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Now, do we want to do anything with multifamily?
I don't believe so. Over and above the fact that they could file the abatement.
I understand.
My thing is what if you have, and I know where you're probably coming from with this, is that if your tenants haven't paid you for the last year, and that's a, you know, it's a valid.
I mean,
It gets into a mess real quick, too.
Oh yeah, exactly, especially because now you're paying out of pocket instead of a property paying for itself.
But we may have to
Are you,
go down that road.
are you looking at 2 families, 3 families, 4 families,
When
5
I-
families?
When I think of multifamily, I'm thinking of 4 family and above. I'm not aware of any 3 family in town. There are duplex, 2 family in town, that is a
So
true
non-owner occupied, 4 family.
statement. I'm not aware of any 3s.
I can look it up real
So
quick.
it's 4 and above.
Right.
Non-owner occupied.
And the tenants had the right not to pay rent.
Correct.
In fact, that still is in existence.
Right, with the moratorium then.
I don't know how that's taking place in Granby or how it's affecting the owners.
Did Roy have a conversation on?
Whatever is in your letters,
Yeah. You read it though too, didn't you?
yes. I don't believe anything's in there about apartments.
No, I didn't see anything in
No. That's why I asked if he,
It classifies stuff that you're saying.
Yeah.
just that one paragraph under commercial and apartment property.
I guess if any apartment owners have had that type of situation, they can certainly come to us
Yes,
and file an abatement.
true.
We're just, my thinking is we've made it, I'm going to use the word easy, for retail and restaurants by automatically doing it.
We've been proactive with them.
Yes, and so do we want to be proactive with apartments in the same way? I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no,
Right.
I'm just asking the question.
Right.
So one would think if they're negatively impacted and they were looking for something, they would reach out to us, and at that point, we can cross that bridge on that.
And our larger property owners are going to be at the forefront anyways.
Right, right.
I mean, once you get past 4 family, we don't have anything that I'm aware of till you get up to the larger ones.
Yes.
In the teens or
We
higher.
do have 1 3-family.
Where is that? I didn't realize that.
I do not know, I just pulled up the LA4.
How many 4 families?
Then anything from, hold on one second. then you go into 4 to 8 units, and we have 8 of those. Or I should say apartments, we have 8 apartment buildings. And we have 1 3-family.
Do you have an address for that?
I do not know, I would have to run a report to try and find
So it
out where that
classifies
is.
4 to 8, but how about 8 and above?
That is included in the count of 8.
I understand.
So 8 and above, so realistically
Huh.
it's...
I'm
So
very
from
interested.
4 to 8 or more,
Or
there
like
is
South
8.
Street, New Ludlow Road, Pleasant Street.
I mean, those are all 4 families that we're talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the 3-family?
But
I
she
thought you were
says that-
asking
she
where
says
the
there's
4
1
families
3-family.
were. Oh, right.
I don't know where that would be. But, but,
Right, that's fine.
right.
I bet it's on
And
the
so
Ludlow
are
Road.
we, I guess it's me, that, are we comfortable leaving the apartments the way they are and then have the people come in?
Yes.
The owners come
I
in?
am.
Are you, okay, then that's what we'll do.
I bet it's on New Ludlow Road, that 3-family. I've seen
No
it
problem.
somewhere.
Now we got to deal with the things on page 1. I guess I would like to get these medians up to, certainly I'm not feeling comfortable leaving them at 90%. I really would like to get them up to 97, 98%. And whatever adjustments need to take place to get them there.
Carrie Ann, I don't know if you can answer this. The class 101 for the 2020 time period that are at 90%, do we have any idea if those are all ranches or?
It is not, I'm sorry, I don't have
Right.
this in front of me. I don't know if he breaks it out. Normally we don't break it out by style unless we're in a certification year with the state. Otherwise, in all the other years, it's just kind of looked at as a whole, the town as a whole. So I do not know if it's ranch, colonials.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make a difference in your thinking, Greg?
Well, if we're going to quote unquote address the 101 styles that are at 90%,
Yes.
which is certainly valid, if we recognize that that's a one-time deal,
Yeah.
and that at some point, not too far in the future, it's going to settle back down, prices are going to settle back down,
Right.
then we don't necessarily even need to worry about it.
Okay. Well, I'm not suggesting bringing it even up to 100%.
Right.
It's just a disparity between 90 and some of the other numbers we have there. You know, I'd like to get them in the same ballpark.
Carrie Ann, if we could take those numbers that are at a .90 median and increase it to a .95, what's that?
I think you guys either want to try and go for a 96 or a 97 because the values for 2023 are just going to increase again.
As a
Because
reflection of what we've got now.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, if you don't want to go as hard as a hit as 8%, because that is going to
Yeah, I
bring
don't
people's
wanna
values up high, you could always, maybe do a 6 or 7%. But I wouldn't go any lower than 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because this doesn't count, as you know, any sales that have taken place since January 1st.
Right.
And they've only gone higher.
Yeah.
So any settling back down is going to take place, but it may not settle back down much below where it was January 1st. You know, this past January
Right.
1st.
Okay, so I'd like to go to 96% on the class 101, increase the median from .90 to .96.
You got a thought? Dakota?
No,
These are ridiculous. These are ridiculous
I mean,
values.
Your values,
it's all
you're
your
just gonna
fault.
go up next year.
Dakota, this is all your fault.
Thank you.
I do.
Not the appraiser?
No.
I do see some
The new
homes
assessor.
that if they're selling now and then if you do like an 8%, it does come closer to the sale price for this year. So, again, it's up to you guys, what you wanna do.
Do we need a motion for the 6%?
You guys need to vote on how much you
I make a
want the
motion-
values in town to
Before you make a
increase.
motion, would you consider
We
going
can
to
discuss it.
97?
I'm always in favor of going lower.
Favoring what?
Of going lower.
Well, it's either the values increase is 6%, 7%, 8%. I would not go lower than a 6%.
Right.
The reason I said 7 is only because I would probably be inclined to go to 98. That's why I was asking.
So, go 7%.
But I'll go to 96, but I think we,
Dakota, which would you prefer?
Really?
You're part of the board.
I'd be happy with either one of them, to be honest with you.
I make a motion that we adjust the median value of Class 101 properties for the next for this fiscal year to 0.97%.
I second that motion.
any further discussion? Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking to find out where that 105 was. What did you guys agree on? 7%?
Yes.
7% increase.
And
That was
class
Bill
102,
beating
we're gonna
me
do
up, by the way.
Class 102, we're gonna do the same grade. That's at 89, so we gotta move that one.
Right. And 102,
So you're gonna increase all residential properties
yes,
by 7%.
7%.
Okay.
I imagine the DOR is going to be having fun this year. And for the sake of Dakota, the fact that we came up with this decision now means that Roy Bishop can enter the values and submit them
Right.
pretty close to first in Western Mass, which is good for everybody. Now, that's going to involve a phone call from DOR to this office, and we're not going to be here.
I will be able to contact our DOR rep, Lauren Aldrich, and can tell her that I am in Palmer, if she needs to reach out to one of us, or
You're
she
the
can always
best.
reach out to Roy, or I can reach out to her.
Is there any point to having her CC us as well, or no?
It's
That's-
usually done by phone call, but I can
Right.
mention that to
Yeah.
her, unless somebody's coming in.
Because it's only because it's a peculiar situation. And I thank you in advance for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I second that.
I believe that's it for our business with a regular meeting.
I want to go to the bottom of page 2 again. I mean, I know we've already voted on this.
Why are we just discussing
Apartments
it?
are mentioned here.
Right, but only peripherally, not specifically how to deal with them.
Well, he kind of,
Individually.
I'm not saying we're going to make any changes to what we've decided, but he does put apartments in with income-producing property.
Right.
I guess we're good the way we are.
I think we're good the way we are, and they can follow the standard abatement application procedure.
Okay.
Is this regular
Is that
business
anything you
meeting?
got to deal with here?
Yeah, I didn't think so. So we're done, we're going to adjourn the regular business
Yes,
To
we will.
executive session.
and go into an executive session. It's 5:20.
Right.